Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can use input in Python. Last week we talked about how to use print in Python, and input is so much cooler. It takes it another step further and actually allows the user to start interacting with the computer. So to get started, let's come up here and do new file again. We're going to name this favorite color.py. Again, most important part right there. Enter, and now we're good to go. So when making inputs, every app has inputs, every game has inputs, almost everything that you use that involves a computer most likely has inputs. And so to get started, you're just going to make something called a variable. Now think of variables as boxes that have labels, and this contains the data that the user is going to input. So we're going to name this box favorite color. And just a little tip, it's very important that you don't do dashes or anything because that will mess up your code. Also, just keep it lowercase, no spaces, and you'll be just fine. Now, just like with print, Python has a function called input, parenthesis, and then quote. And here we can ask them a question or a prompt that will get them to input what we want them to into the computer. So in this case, we're going to ask them, what is your favorite color? And it's good practice just to add a space at the end of your questions. It just makes it look better in the terminal. All right, so there's our first input. Let's run it, see what happens. There it is, it asked, and it gives us an opportunity to respond. We're going to say the best color, purple, and nothing happened. But actually behind the scenes, what it did is it put that whatever we just inputted, purple, it put that into this variable here. So now we can use that to our advantage. So let's add something here. Let's do what we did last week and add a print statement, but this time let's combine our variable or our box that has their favorite color in it after they inputted it, and we're going to do a comma, single quote, and let's say is a very nice color. Now let's see what happens when we run that. So it asks us again. We're going to say purple. Purple is a very nice color. See, now we have a communication going back and forth between the computer and the human. Isn't that so cool? And whatever you input in there, the computer is going to recognize it exactly. We can do red. We can do blue. We can even do, even if it's not a color, Georgia. There we go. So that's how you use input, and there's a few more things we can do to make this a little bit more interesting. So I want to show you a few more tips and tricks and some fun little things that you can throw in here. Since we're asking for a favorite color, I'm also going to show you how you can change the color of your text in the terminal. So first, what if we want to have the computer respond differently to the question, to the answer, depending on what they say? For example, if it's a yes or no answer, we're going to want to say something different in response. We don't want to say the same thing over for every response that they give. So the way they do this, and we're going to get a whole lot more into this later, so don't freak out or get worried if you're unfamiliar with this or you don't fully understand right now, but you can use something called an if statement. And we're going to say if whatever they inputted, so favorite color equals, and there's a reason we have two. Again, we'll talk about that later, but for now, just follow along. Quotation. Let's say we don't like, I don't know, green. We don't like the color green. So if they input that, we're going to let them know. We're going to print, single quote, green is not a creative color. And anything else, and just Python has a function for that. We're going to take what we set up here, and we're going to throw it down here. So let's see what happens when we do this. What is your favorite color? We're going to say purple again. Oh, the computer liked that. It also likes purple. Now let's say green. green is not a creative color. Sorry. The computer did not like that, and it is pretty bold about it. It let us know. So we can even take this another step further, and let's see how we can change the color of our text in response to what they say. Okay, so for sake of time, I didn't show typing all this out because that would be a little bit boring for you, but it's the same principle with those ifs and else statements. So here we have one way that we can change the color in the terminal. There's a lot of ways to do this, and again, don't freak out if you don't fully understand everything going on the string. We will cover all this later, but basically we're setting ourselves up to use purple and blue and yellow as tools down here that can change the color of our text. And that changes, see how it's 91, 92, 93, and that's yellow and green and red. We'll talk more about all this later, but again, we can use our if statements, but this time, if we have multiple if statements, we use something called elif, which is just an abbreviation for else if. Again, we'll get more into that later. But so we have our variable again, color equals input. What is your favorite color? And then print your favorite color is, and now we're going to change it. And so we're going to say if the color was blue, we're going to make it blue, and we're going to type text that says blue. So we're going to pull upon this up here, and it's going to make it blue. Same with red. Basically, rinse and repeat for all those colors. Of course, there's more colors than these, but for the sake of the video, let's just roll with these for now. So let's see what happens when we do this, when we run it. I'm going to scrap that and do it again. What is your favorite color? Let's say blue this time. Your favorite color is blue. That is a very pretty color. My favorite color is purple. And just like that, we're able to change the color in the terminal. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments section, and I promise I will get back to you. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.